What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm once again joined by my coworker and friend, Ruhan Bora. In today's video, we're going to share our top tips on how to dominate a career fair. I went to Penn State. Ruhan just graduated from the Wharton School of Business, the #1 business school in the entire world. We've been to quite a few career fairs. I think we have some really good tips on how to help you guys out.
Hey guys, great to be back on the channel. So first we're going to present some tips for how you can best prepare before the career fair. Then we're going to tell you what you should be doing at the actual event before giving you some tools and strategies that'll ensure you get plenty of callbacks from recruiters. So whether you're a student looking for your first job or a seasoned professional just looking to make a change, we really think you'll find some value in these tips. So let's get started.
So obviously, guys, before the event, you're going to want to make sure that whatever you're wearing is going to be looking good, not wrinkled. So take your suit to the dry cleaner a few days before the event. Also, make sure you're not wearing basketball socks to the event. Recruiters can tell when you're wearing basketball socks. I know that was a big tip that I learned at the Penn State Career Center. Obviously, make sure your resume is looking good. It's proofread by a professional. We're going to put a few companies in the description below, companies that we have used in the past to proofread our resumes. Is there anything, Ruhan, that you did before a career fair just to make sure that you were set up for the career fair well?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I'd recommend that everyone do before a career fair is look at the list of companies who are attending and just make a short list of 10 to 20 companies that you're really keen on speaking with. You can write down that list in a padfolio like this one. You can also put your resumes in there. So we find that it's pretty helpful to have something like that. And once you go through your list of companies, you make sure you talk to the right people and you know that you're set.
Now, I will say that at the career fairs that I've been to, Ruhan, there's like 500 companies, and I think it's really important to have a finite list. Don't stretch yourself too thin. Usually the 10 to 20 companies that I absolutely want to hit in that time, and if there's time permitted at the end, hit maybe some other companies as well.
Right, yeah, I think that's a really good approach, Matt.
All right, guys, so during the career fair, when approaching the recruiter, that's everything. You only get one chance at a first impression. Be normal. Don't be like a robot. I know I was at career fairs back at Penn State, and you could just tell who's nervous. Be normal, be relaxed, firm handshake, relaxed body language. And what I typically did is I always asked an icebreaker. And the icebreaker that I typically asked was, what was the highlight of your day? What was the highlight so far with your stay at Penn State? Elicit a positive response. They're going to remember you. No one else is going to open with an icebreaker question like that. So are there a few things that you did, Ruhan, that really worked for you?
Yeah, one thing that I like to do was, and this is kind of like a cold call, just provide the reason why you stopped by at their stall. So you could tell them, I'm interested in this or this. Another thing that I tried to do was always build a personal connection with the recruiter I was speaking with. They talked to hundreds of kids in that day, so you want to make sure you can stand out from the rest of the crowd. So one way I would do that is by asking them certain questions. Like one question I would ask them would demonstrate my interest in the job as well as my interest in knowing them personally. So for example, I would say, what's the most interesting project that you've worked on at this company?
Yeah.
Another thing I would do is maybe drop a sentence or ask them a question about current events or some industry change. So it might be something like, how has this technology impacted your work at X company? And I found that asking these questions really built a relationship, but also demonstrated that I knew my stuff.
So it sounds like a lot of what you're saying there goes back to the research beforehand setting yourself up for the career fair for success.
Right, and so you see that research beforehand then comes into play during the career fair. So it's definitely good to prepare.
And something else that I would like to add is, just like a cold call, you always want to invite yourself out of the conversation. So thank the recruiter for spending time with you and filling you in on that position. And maybe if you're assertive, just ask them, how open would you be to sitting down for coffee tomorrow and seeing if I might be a fit to serve the company in any of these roles at some point down the road. Something like that, but always invite yourself out of the conversation. They have tons of other kids in line or people in line to talk to. You have other companies to hit, and I think it's just a respect thing at that point.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that point. You want to invite yourself out so there's no awkward ending to a good conversation. The other thing that you could do is get their contact information or give them your contact information as well, which might be on your resume, might be on a business card. So these are just some tactics to ensure that the conversation goes somewhere and that the relationship can be reopened if need be. So after the career fair is when you want to really solidify that relationship and build on all those conversations that you just had. One thing that I like to do, and I know Matt likes to do this too, is to FedEx them a handwritten note overnight so that the next day when they get back to their office, they have a handwritten note from you, and that's something that they'll remember you by when you apply for the job.
No one's doing that.
No one else
No
is
one's
doing
doing
that.
that.
The next thing you want to do is, you can connect with them on LinkedIn. You could send them an email just saying, great to meet you. Do keep in mind, though, that probably everyone's emailing them. That's why we like the handwritten note part. And finally, depending on how comfortable you are or how well you thought the conversation went, you could push to meet them for a coffee and, just go out on a limb, take that risk. They're going to, number one, they're going to notice that you're, willing to put yourself on the line. And the worst that can happen is they say no, but they'll at least remember that you had the guts to push for that kind of a meeting.
That's good stuff. Awesome, guys. Hopefully you got some value from this video. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Let us know if there's anything that Rohan and I did not include. We want to help you guys get jobs at your career fair, maximize your success at those career fairs. Let us know. Like, subscribe, and look out for videos every Tuesday, Thursday. Thanks for watching, guys.